Have you ever had to face someone you've wronged? Someone you haven't seen in years, and the last time you saw them, things ended badly? Imagine that feeling, but multiply it by 1,000. That's the story of Jacob, standing on the edge of a moment 20 years in the making. For 2 decades, Jacob has been on the run. He tricked his own twin brother Esau out of his birthright and his father's blessing. He fled for his life, and in those 20 years he built a new one. He has wives, children, and immense wealth. But now he's heading home, and news has just reached him. Esau is coming to meet him, and he's not alone. He has 400 men with him. 400 men? Is this an army? Is this an execution squad? Jacob is terrified. This is the moment of truth. He's about to face the brother whose life he ruined. His heart is pounding. He does the only thing he can think of. He prepares for the worst. He divides his entire family. He puts his 2 servants and their children in the front line. A human shield. If Esau attacks, they will be the first to fall. Behind them, he places his wife Leah and her children. And in the very back, in the safest position, he places Rachel, the wife he loves most, and their son Joseph. He's organized his family by how disposable he thinks they are. It's a brutal, pragmatic calculation born of pure fear. Then Jacob does something unexpected. He doesn't hide behind them. He walks out in front of everyone, alone. As Esau and his 400 men draw closer, this powerful, wealthy patriarch makes himself small. He bows down to the ground. Once, twice, 7 times he prostrates himself, the ultimate gesture of submission and humility, approaching his brother not as an equal, but as a servant begging for his life. The air is thick with tension. This is it, the moment of reckoning. Jacob looks up from the dust, bracing for the sword. But what happens next is not what anyone expected. Esau doesn't draw his sword. He doesn't command his men to attack. Instead, he runs. He runs to Jacob. He throws his arms around his brother's neck, embraces him and kisses him. And in that embrace, 20 years of anger, bitterness, and fear melt away. The 2 brothers, reunited at last, just stand there and weep. It's one of the most powerful scenes of forgiveness in all of literature. The reunion that Jacob dreaded becomes a moment of unbelievable grace. Esau, his eyes still wet with tears, looks past Jacob and sees the long line of women and children. "Who are all these people with you?" he asks. And Jacob, his voice choked with emotion, replies, "They are the children God has graciously given your servant." Notice how he calls himself your servant. Then the procession begins. The servants and their children come forward and bow. Then Leah and her children bow. Finally, Rachel and little Joseph come and bow before Esau. The family Jacob had arranged for destruction is now presented in honor. Esau then asks about the massive herds of goats, sheep, and camels he passed on the road. Jacob had sent them ahead as a massive gift, a bribe really, to try and appease Esau's anger. What was all that about? Esau asks. "It was to find favor in your eyes, my lord," Jacob says, still bowing, still deferential. But Esau, the man Jacob thought was a monster consumed by revenge, just smiles. "I already have plenty, my brother. Keep what you have for yourself." He doesn't want Jacob's wealth. He just wants his brother. But Jacob insists, "No, please. If I've truly found favor with you, accept this gift, for seeing your face is like seeing the face of God, now that you've received me so kindly." It's an incredible statement. The face he feared would be his judgment has become the face of grace. Jacob presses the gift on him, explaining how much God has blessed him, and finally, Esau accepts. The tension is gone. The family is safe. Esau then says, "Well, let's get going. I'll travel with you." But Jacob, ever the strategist, knows his young children and flocks can't keep up with Esau's men. He politely declines, promising to catch up later at his own pace. This isn't just a story about 2 brothers. It's a story about the power of apology, the beauty of forgiveness, and the surprising ways that our greatest fears can be met with the greatest grace. It's a reminder that sometimes the reunion we dread the most can become the healing we need the most.